Hi, this video is a little different. Usually I'm either doing boxing predictions or talking something about cricket, or as you've probably recently been gathering, been doing a lot of boxing interviews, you know. So I thought I'd give a bit of background as to why I'm doing these boxing interviews, or these interviews in general. Some of you probably don't know, probably don't care. And for those of you who don't care, you can stop the video right now. And for those that you do care, I want to know a little bit more as to why I've started doing these videos. And it's quite simple. Back in mid-December, I'd say, there was a gentleman that came along and on Twitter and started saying to me that I should start doing more with the boxing videos I'm doing. I'm doing lots of predictions. I've been doing predictions for a while now. But as I said, it's all been pretty part-time-ish because for those of you that may or may not know, I also do cricket coaching as well and cricket development. I've been doing it for the best part of 10 years of my life. And those of you who don't know my background story into boxing, then there's a video I've done called Ingram Jones Talks About Boxing. So I'm not going to go into all that again. That'd be all night. But this really was started by a gentleman called Andre. Let's just call him Andre for now, or known as Shakhtar Andre. But we'll just call him as Andre now. Andre, who's on my Twitter page. And he said I should do a lot more for boxing. I thought, all right, well, I'll do an interview. So it just so happened that Ali Adams had a story to tell, and he knew me, and I knew him from days of when I was at when I first met Don Charles. And it all happened during the Derek Chisora, David Hay thing through a gentleman by the name of Apollo James Jackson. Once again, I always give credit where it's due. Some people may not like me for doing this, but Apollo James Jackson was the guy that I sort of like, I'd say, introduced me into I don't know, doing interviews. And then Fire Hype UK, they are really nice, really great. They contacted me and said, would you like to do some interviews? And here I am with this broken camera and mobile phone running around doing interviews in front of the world's media. So it was a great experience at the time, and I went to the Caribbean, came to the Caribbean, which is where I am now, and a lot of people suggested that my boxing journey would have been over because I came to the Caribbean. I was no longer in the UK. And I'm telling this story for a purpose, because there are people out there who have stopped their journey because of other people's opinions and other people's thoughts, and because somebody else tells you you can't do something, that's only their opinion, and it's really their opinion telling you two things. The first thing they're telling you is that you can't do it because potentially they can't do it, and secondly they're telling you this because they don't want you to do it. As long as it's not things that's going to endanger you or endanger others, then you should go for it. Why not? Do the best that you can. Always be the best that you can. And I'm going to go further into this story because this certain individual said this, and I was determined to ensure that didn't happen. I wasn't sure how I was going to go about it. And then started the boxing hangout with James Hernandez. Started getting a bit of momentum, and I was still doing my boxing videos with BaylorIC TV. Then we had Google AdSense and Google and YouTube, and my account being closed for whatever reason or suspended. And then started doing the boxing hangout with James Hernandez. James got busy. It was quite good. We were the first on Google Plus to have done a hangout for boxing, so that was fantastic. Really enjoyed it for the shows we did. And then James, as I said, had to start work, and luckily at the time somebody else was watching a show called Phil Lindsay, and Phil has taken the boxing hangout to another level altogether. So Phil, if you're watching this at the moment, thank you so much. You've been you are an inspiration itself, because you've gone out and given the Boxing Hangout a website and really want to take it in a certain direction, which is great. And I want to support the Boxing Hangout as much as I can, and do all I can to keep on going with it. But on the flip side, BaylorIC TV was born because of, okay, this guy Andre, so he saw the Boxing Hangout. He commented on the Boxing Hangout and said it was okay, but he said that I should go and do more videos and start doing interviews. So I did the interview with Ali Adams, from Ali Adams, Don Charles, from Don Charles to Steve Goodwin. I guess the rest is history. So Andre, BaylorIC TV, for those who are supporters of BaylorIC TV, it's because of that man. And Andre is always on Twitter, and he's always giving me the latest Twitter news, and always saying to me, well, you should go and interview this person, interview that person. He said to me to interview Chris Bird in December. I didn't think I was ready to do Chris Bird. I wanted to spend a bit more time gaining more experience and letting people know a little bit more about BaylorIC TV. And during that time, I've kind of gained confidence with it. It's not easy approaching some of these people, because they want you to go through their agent. Sometimes they don't reply. I had a situation with Lennox Lewis on my Twitter page, where I said to Lennox, well, look, I've spoken to you many a time on Twitter, and of course Lennox has got loads of followers, and I said, look, man, you know, the 2 times you've responded are because people have posted negative things about you, and I've sent you this stuff. And then he went on to tell me about how I need to be patient, and how to go about getting interviews with certain people. And of course, you know, I'm a go-getter, like I said in a previous video. I'm a go-getter, and I just want to get all the interviews I could. Just ambitious, I want to do that. I give all I can to boxing, to give the best that I can while I'm doing it. Obviously rubbed Lennox up the wrong way, and I apologised. And I guess it was an opportunity for me to learn and grow. I'm still growing and still learning, and I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything like that. Far from it. And speeding things up, a similar incident happened with Byron Jennings, the US heavyweight, who I rate as the #1 prospect. That happened with him as well. But funnily enough, he said a similar thing to me. He told me to be patient and still understanding the concept of social media. And some guys use their own social media genuinely, and there are others who get somebody else to run their Twitter page or their Facebook page. But Jennings runs his own Twitter page and his own Facebook page, and we got talking, and I'll be able to bring to you soon a good interview with Bryant Jennings, the man, who I think can go all the way. You may not think he can go all the way. Your choice. Of course, there's been interviews with Tyson Fury. It's been great, and thanks to Peter Fury for making those interviews happen. And thanks to everybody for making the interviews happen. It's encouraging for the people who get back to me and decide to do the interviews. You know, they say, who the hell's BaylorIC TV? But the aim of BaylorIC TV is to ask the questions the US fans want the answers to. I sit back and I'm always criticising TV and media for the sort of interviews they do, asking the same questions. Of course, there's some questions you've got to ask. If you don't know anything about an individual, you're going to ask us, so tell us about you, let us know a little bit about you. You try and build a relationship with people that you're talking with. I try and talk to people to find out a bit more about them, not just what the media want to ask, but a bit more. And if we can find out the truth, and the truth meaning what these guests believe is their truth, then great. Instead of just always asking them questions that, you know, like, and they're going to give the same old answers to. And you'll notice in the interviews that I've done, the interviews have been enjoyed because they're hearing something fresh and new and interesting and different insights. And some people are going, you know, like Tyson Fury, are quite open, quite honest, quite vocal in their opinions. You've got James Ali Bashir, who we'll go into in a minute, who did an excellent 2-hour interview. So yeah, but recently I was thinking to myself, wondering to myself, well, I've done all these interviews, but you know why? You get through and have these interviews, and then you go and you want to interview somebody that you think you'd really like to interview, and if you don't get the response you'd want, or they don't reply when you want to reply, or they seem like they're fobbing you off, and realistically that may be the case that they're fobbing you off. They're entitled to fob you off, but it might not always be the fobbing you off. It might just also be the fact that they're really busy, and the reason why they're that busy is because they're the success that they are. And the other thing about BaylorIC TV, I'm jumping all over the place, but BaylorIC TV is about, meeting champions. They don't have to be boxing, and BaylorIC TV will not just be about boxing, because if it's just about boxing, it would be on the Boxing Hangout. BaylorIC TV is about meeting champions in different industries, whether they be sports stars, musicians, news readers, just people who are great or very good at what they do. Or even if they're not great or very good at what they do, they are fighting, or they are showing the willingness to be the best they possibly can be and leading by example. And that is stories that are always interesting for me. And even if not that, then they're going through a tough time in their life, but they're showing championship or character and heart to come through a difficult situation. So yeah, that's why BaylorIC TV is about. And but I was questioning myself recently as to why I was doing these interviews, because as I said, I'm doing cricket as well. I'm wondering, why am I doing these interviews? What's the point of doing these interviews? And I was really wondering whether I should continue doing all these interviews. And then Andre popped up only a few hours ago on Twitter and said, do you realise that your interview with James Ali Bashir, who is the trainer for Jonathan Banks, Eddie Chambers, and works in the Klitschko Quarter, do you realise that your interview with James Ali Bashir is being written about? I said, what do you mean? It's on Twitter. The links that Andre sent me, and there was about 4 or 5 links which I've contained inside the description box, so you can check out the links yourself. And I was like, wow. And then I kind of looked into it further. So it was in Russia and the Ukraine. I was kind of taken aback. I was thinking, first point I was thinking to myself, why am I doing the interviews from that emotion to the emotion of, wow, thanks, really appreciate it. What I don't understand though is why people come on my channel and they don't like what I do, they don't enjoy my videos. Why come on the channel? Unsubscribe. I'd rather have 10 people on my channel, I'd rather have 10 people on my channel watching my shows, enjoying my shows, than just turn up the show and watching a whole show just to say you don't like it. It's easy, but you do what you can. I give the best that I can. Of course, in the future I want to start doing some live footage, so there are plans for that in the future. But I just wanted to give you a bit of a backstory as to what's been going on. The upcoming interviews, Bryant Jennings, like the US heavyweight contender, in hip hop, Chicago's D.A. Smart, David Price, the UK heavyweight, British champion, British and Commonwealth champion, I believe, is now his trainer, Franny Smith. I'm going to get that out soon, and we're hoping to get an interview with Lara Croft, Alison Carroll, the new Lara Croft for the recent gaming, the console games. So yeah, there are things happening. So it's not just all boxing, and try and get updates where I can with the boxing as well. If there's any interviews you'd like me to do, I'll definitely give it a shot and try and get them done. If you have contacts of people I can do for interviews, then great, do them. But yeah, the moral of the story for me tonight is that even when you think, you're thinking of giving up on something, just hold on a little bit longer. You never know. A little bit of light will shine to keep you going. And I just think that this whole BaylorIC, these interviews, they just come to me, and I'm not sort of chasing them down. At least the ones I've had so far, I'm really chased them down as such. It's just happened. So I'm just following the journey and just seeing what happens. We'll see where it takes us. Obviously, it's taken us to the Ukraine and Russia for now, so we'll just keep going. And while I'm at it, a shout out to European Boxing News, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, and Errol Jarrett. The conversations we've had on Skype have been amazing. You guys really know your boxing. It does get heated at times, but it's all in good love, and we all love the sport of boxing, which is great, and it should happen more often. Of course, there are other guys to give shout outs to, may as well while I'm at it. Wing Chun student, keep up the great work, mate. Love the podcast, and a fresh look to your channel. Dewire, and others. Hatman TV, I forget Hatman TV, and of course ATG Radio, Leave It in the Ring. Wow. Yeah, and then people on Twitter, well, Dan. God, there's so many. I'll probably forget them all. But you know who you are. Eve, pop out. Eve, you soldier, keep going. Yeah, so just thank you so much. Thank you to Tyson Fury for the interviews he's done. Peter Fury, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And to everybody, Ava Knight and Emily Pandelakis, Michelle Rosado, Don Charles, Ali Adams, Julius Jackson. Wow. Thank you so much for allowing me into your lives, allowing me just the opportunity to talk to you. I really appreciate it. I am grateful, and I've done this video really as well because it's usually me who's asking the questions, but I thought this time I'd kind of open up to you guys and girls, let you know exactly what's going on and how I'm feeling. So the journey definitely is a roller coaster, and of course the battle between cricket and boxing is still there. There are moments I think, you know what, forget this cricket, I'm going to go straight into full-time doing boxing and do this commentary and really push this show on. And there are times I think, what the hell am I doing this boxing for? I'm going to go and do my cricket. So the yin and yang, the up and down all the time is happening. I don't know what to do. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing at the moment and we'll see what happens. Yeah, if you've got any suggestions, and by the way, I actually like the theme tune to BaylorIC TV. I like it, I enjoy it. If you don't like it, all you have to do is just fast forward to the interviews if you don't like it. Eventually, as I said, in the future, the website will get updated, and we'll look to do some video interviews as well. But for now, still the audios. Doing the best that I can, and a shout out also to Atia for doing the video editing. Really appreciate it. Just kind of cleaned it up and made it look a lot better than me just slapping on the recording, and just sort of tightening up in some areas. So I really appreciate that as well. Thank you all on Twitter who have been supportive. If I haven't said your name, I really do apologise. It's like midnight here, or actually 20 past 12 in the Caribbean, which is 20 past 4 in the morning in the UK, and 18 minutes past 5 in Germany, where Andre is at the moment, the man that never sleeps, they call him. Andre, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for giving me the inspiration to keep going. And for those people who don't like what I do, tough, because I'm still going to be around. And the more you hate, the more you motivate me to keep going. And you know who you are. I know you're watching my show, and I know you're just there, and I know you've got no intention to I don't know, but thank you, because every time you make a comment, you leave a comment, it motivates me to do that much better, chase another interview, and do even better. So thank you for the motivation. I appreciate it. And to those who have been supportive, again, I am really grateful. I appreciate it. So I guess I've come to the end of my, whatever you want to call it, random moment. But yeah, to be recognized for the work I'm doing in Ukraine and Russia, yeah, sure, give myself a pat in the back. Take care. Remember what I said. Just keep going, regardless of whatever anybody else has got to say. This is BaylorIC TV, champion among champions. We ask the questions, you must want the answers to. I'm out.